most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and not with me as usual, as you can see, is not Jive Turkey Nano. He's out with the fam again today, and that's okay. We still love him anyway. Instead, as you can see, I have definitely traded up a little bit here, and I have two new esteemed co-hostesses. We've got Miss Mary 616 in the house, and we have Sav Jelly, a.k.a. the doll maker, a.k.a. the Ilya hater, a.k.a. Mrs. Drown Your Friend. You know what I'm saying? Because she definitely tried to drown mine in a beer bucket. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. How we doing, ladies?
Amazing. Still buzzing off of last week.
Happy to have you here. And yeah, definitely still buzzing off of last week as well. What an incredible time it was in freaking Las Vegas. I mean, dude, it's so good. It was such a good time. The food was good, the people were great, and the memories were even better. So where to begin? We got there on Thursday, right? Or Wednesday, sorry. The night started off with a handful of shots, and let's jump on into it. Like, what was your favorite thing about the first night? I'll go to you first, Seth.
Well, the first thing I did was Uber to you guys' hotel straight from the airport. Had my backpack with me. I didn't go check into my room until I was done there anyway. So that was the best part.
Love that. Love that. What about you, Mare?
That's taco night, right?
Pause. Yeah, pause.
Yeah. So let's go back to Sav.
Yeah, hold up. Never mind.
I was going to say, obviously, she wasn't that impressed with Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, duh. Okay.
That's the night you guys had tacos together.
But still, I would still say seeing you guys, because I forgot, because I was inside like waiting. I got there slightly earlier than you did. I turned around and there y'all were. Yeah, that was it. That was number one. But number two is definitely Sandhagen, right? It's like right there. Like y'all here and then Sandhagen's like here.
We appreciate that. We really do. And what's up, Western Mass Climber? Hope you're having a great day. What it do? Sav and Mary. Got the 1-2 punch tonight for sure, man. So, Mary, now we'll go back to you. What would you say was your favorite part of the night?
Sav coming back from taking pictures with Corey, completely out of breath.
Yeah, because she had to chase him. Mind you, he walked out of the door and she ran to the door and she said he was already across the street.
Because
like,
who was it that saw him? Was it Drew?
Drew.
It was Drew, yeah.
And he couldn't think of his name. He's like, oh, who was that? And he looks like any other dude from the back. He's just a regular looking guy.
And so then at the door, he turns around and I saw him. I was like, oh, Sandhagen.
Yeah. So I'm like, bye. I took off after him.
What's up, Lazy Bed? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a great night. We're just reminiscing on International Fight Week / UFCX. What a time it was. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was, I think the highlight of the night for me was watching you sprint to go get a picture with Corey Sandhagen, coming back out of breath. And yeah, just that was hilarious. And also, I mean, Tacos El Gordo and getting to see your friends. When I got
to him, I wasn't even sure. Like, I didn't trust Drew, like, if it was him because he took so long to say his name, you know? And so I came up and I said exactly, oh shit, it is Corey Sandhagen to Corey
is
Sandhagen. He's like,
to
yeah,
his
you wanna get a
face. That's
picture?
great. He's like, yeah, you want a picture, dude?
Yeah, he handled it so well. Like, that was it.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's
Drew started
basically
saying like, no, it's not him. It's not him. And I think that's what was like freaking everybody out.
when he
As
turned his head around, I was like, oh no, that's
chasing
definitely him.
anyway.
Yeah,
and I mean,
I didn't see. You know, I just saw the back of his head.
And
I mean,
Glad
how
it
night
was,
one
because
started.
then that would have been even weirder.
I think that would have made for an even funnier story if it wasn't him.
And still a great
I
picture.
would have still asked for a picture.
Yeah.
So Dixon Sider said, how y'all have matching baseball jerseys? Lazy Bet said, Olin is either a really good seamstress or he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a silk screener. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a bit of both. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows something about it. These are the custom MMAnomaly jerseys that I get made for the crew when we go out to International Fight Week together. So if you guys are trying to make it out there, let us know. We're trying to look like a fucking gang out there. We got complimented on them by most of the fighters that saw them. I feel like everybody digs the jerseys. It's just a cool vibe, man. And also, you're going to Vegas. It's 105 degrees. These things are so breathable and light and airy. It's so nice.
Yeah.
So it's a nice move. It's a nice move. So yeah, for me, obviously, seeing Sav go after what could have been Corey Sandhagen or could have been a man cosplaying as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo was a good time. Was a great time. And just getting to hang out with the co-host Nano, getting to see you guys. Mary, I see you all the time. Just getting to see the rest of these guys in person. I wasn't any less excited to see you that day though.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, the first day was low key, and then the next day was when we went to the UFC Hall of Fame. I actually ran into Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. I would say that was probably my highlight of the day. And it was the same exact moment that you just described with Corey Sandhagen. Like, is that him? Is that him? Fuck, it's Corey Sandhagen. He was talking with his wife, and I was like, is that Demetrius Johnson?
That's really how it was when I saw like every fighter. Like, is that
Yeah.
like I would look up a lot of them to like double check and make sure like I'm seeing what I'm seeing, right?
I did that with Luana Santos. I was like, is that Luana
That's
Santos?
what I did too.
That's Luana
I did
Santos.
too.
Fuck. And then I
did
saw
too.
Bruna Brazil, and I was like,
And
shit,
Bruna.
I know her, but I can't
And
place
then-
a name.
And then Jacqueline Cavalcanti was there too, but I couldn't ever
Okay.
think of her name, so I wasn't sure. So I got pictures with everyone but her, and now I feel bad about it.
But the thing is like at this event, what's crazy about it is it's not like you saw these people at UFCX and they were like at a booth or on a stage. Like we're talking about like walking through Excalibur and then randomly running into somebody, right? So that's like what
these
catches you
aren't
off
even
guard.
These aren't even the UFCX fighters, yeah.
That's the best thing about going to Vegas during UFCX, though, in my opinion, is you literally end up getting there and you just run into people. Like, it's just wild. Like, he was just walking, talking with his wife. And Nano asked him, like, hey, are you here for the fights? And he's like, yeah, bro, this should be pretty sick, huh? Like, homie was literally just there to hang out and watch the fights. And actually, I forgot, that was Wednesday. That was literally the day we landed. We ran into him just casually walking through one of the casinos.
Oh yeah, that was before I met up with you guys. That was before I got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Nano literally were like, let's go do a lap. Let's just go do like a quick lap after we did a shot or two. And yeah, he's walking past. I'm like, is that DJ? And I was like, oh my God, Demetrius Johnson. And he's like, what's up, man? And his wife was in the middle of a story. So I didn't want to cut her off. And they walked a little bit ahead and then he stopped. He literally was like, I'm like, no worries, bro. Take your time. And then afterwards, he's like, how you guys doing? Here for the fights? I'm like, yeah. No, I was like, are you here for the fights? He's like, yeah, man, it should be some sick fights. Can I get a picture? He's like, absolutely. Dude was just class. And he's also like the fucking greatest of all time. I don't think there's even a shadow of a doubt about it nowadays, now that John Jones has showed his true colors, right? Yeah, that was just a thrilling moment for me. And then the Hall of Fame, I feel like, was just as fun. Like, we had a freaking blast. Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal's first thing out of his mouth saying, "Sit down, Rock."
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit was funny as hell. I love that. You should have been wearing meta glasses. Why weren't you recording all of this? We literally had
Somebody
the
else
conversation,
said
me and
that.
Nano. Me and Nano had the conversation. We're like, all right, we're gonna have to like throw down on some meta glasses so we can record this content next year. Yeah, definitely got to do it.
Was it the Hall of Fame where we walked through the hallway where the fighters walk? Like was that Hall of Fame? Or
That was
a
the Hall of
different
Fame, I
event?
believe.
Like that would have been really cool to
Yes.
record just that alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got great seats for the Hall of Fame. They literally led us
This was
onto the floor
Thursday,
area.
So
Yeah.
that's when the press conference was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I had floor seats for the press conference. That was cool as shit, being escorted by security.
Yeah, those
there.
experiences.
Everyone's like, "Oh, show your tickets," and security's like, "Nope, I got 4." Like,
Yeah. And shout out Mikey Bats in the chat. So good seeing y'all during UFCX. Another great international fight week. Until next time, y'all come back to
yeah.
Vegas in 2025. Otherwise, on to IFW 2026. Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Great seeing you as always. And yeah, let's fucking go, Andrew. Hope you're having a great night, man. Love seeing you in the chat as well. All the usual suspects are up in here. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So yeah, let's talk about the Hall of Fame. We get there, and Mary goes upstairs. We're about to head upstairs. I think we had like stopped to use the restroom or something, and then
No, I was looking for good photo ops for you and Sav because remember last time we were
Yes.
there at the T-Mobile Arena.
oh,
yeah,
like the big restroom murals.
yeah, the big murals and like the UFC
That was
thing
funny.
Because
upstairs.
I thought
Yeah,
it was funny that like the women's restroom had a huge picture of Pajeda and the men's restroom had Ankalaev.
oh, the pain in your voice when you said that. That,
Yeah,
that sounded like it hurt to get out.
I can't like brought back
to choke that out.
memories.
Poor thing. That's hella funny. So Mary went upstairs to look for photo ops for us. And oh no, I can read it. So then she comes down and Nano and me are talking to a Scottish security gal, and or no, sorry, she was Australian. It was an Australian security lady, and she's like, "I'm pretty sure they're not checking tickets over there. I reckon you doesn't hurt to walk over there and check it out." And me and Nano look at each other and we're like, "Well, fuck yeah."
okay. Emiliano's probably favorite moment of that day was that moment where he's like walking up and the security guard looks at him and he does like the head nod and the point, and the guy goes, "Go ahead." And Nano just was like, "Holy shit, it worked."
Like his
Nano's
chest
just like-
got a little bigger and his hair got a little more slick and he's just
Totally
Oh, yeah.
different strut after that. Totally different.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it was a good time. We basically went down to like the floor area, got to have great seats, and felt like kings and queens out there.
I do wish they had a little more going on. I wish we got to have like more montages or something, because
Fair.
that was very long to sit through. Like,
Fair.
I wish they gave us a little more to look at, like while they were talking, you know, like pictures of their career or something.
That would have been nice. That would have definitely been nice. I do feel like some of the speeches, I feel like they should have a time limit on the speeches.
Yeah, they were really long. Some of
And no
them.
disrespect to the amazing
No
people that were there
disrespect
being
to them, because that
recognized.
was
of course.
amazing.
fantastic
It was so
people.
amazing to be a part of it. But I don't know, maybe that's just me I don't really go out much, so I had already been through a lot that day and I was exhausted.
Fair.
But that was hard
I
to
will
sit
also
through.
say, like, the people that are on stage, these are not people that are used to being in the limelight. They're not used to being on a stage. So every
Yeah,
single one of them starts off very nervous and very slow.
Yeah, and it was totally understandable and respectable, but I was tired.
So it takes them a while to get going, and then I think that's why it ends up taking so long.
Right.
100%. Yeah, it takes a while for them to get going. And, you know, a lot of those guys as fighters were slow starters, so we got to give them time in this. Especially like Mark Kerr, right? Like, he's not a stage guy. at all.
Such a regular dude up there. It was crazy.
He's such a regular dude. And you put that regular dude to follow The Rock? Imagine the nerves. That's tough. And then he goes up there and he spends the first 5 minutes glazing The Rock to the point to where The Rock is like, if you say one more thing about me, I am going to punch you in the face right now, man.
He
like
was fangirling hard over that man.
It was fun. I mean, it's because he's given him such a big stage. It was cute, yeah.
Yeah.
Leroy, shout out to the people in the chat.
I understand how he was feeling, like meeting all these fighters. Like I felt like Mark Kerr.
Every picture, like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right. I was so happy when I finally got my monster. I had an empty monster can. That helped me.
So you just carry the monster can, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my trick next.
Shout out Monster. Give this lady a job. She's already doing the work.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leroy in the chat. Goated episode. Also crossover MMA. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you jump on over to Crossover MMA's channel. Give him a subscription. Give him a like. Shoot some comments on those latest videos. He said, Ola, Miss Mary Ann Sav, what's going on? Dude, another beautiful day in paradise. Just recapping International Fight Week and UFCX. Holy shit. That's right. Miss Mary Ann Sav Jelly up in my business. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Or let's guck and foe.
Let's
guck and foe, Leroy.
Let's go.
Let's go fucking.
Let's go fucking.
That actually sounds way more like Leroy, to be honest.
That 100% is on brand. Yo, I saw the shirts the other night, but did y'all attend UFC BJJ 1 or just cop the merch? So we got the merch for free for attending UFCX. They were giving it out at the
in a line, and I acquired mine. I don't remember
nice.
what line I was in, but I got
Well,
one.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Literally, the chicks were walking around. They were like, if you come to the UFC BJJ stage or the main stage at 11, we're going to be giving out UFC BJJ shirts. I'm like, sick. I'll see you at 11. We were there at 11:05. The dude on the left, always looking sharp. My guy, Leroy. I appreciate
I don't know
it.
my left and right, so maybe he's talking about
The dude in the chat, always making me blush. Got it out, man. Making the walk, the best panel I've seen all week. Sav, Miss Mary, and some white guy.
Some white guy.
You bet your fucking ass. Let's go, Jags. Another great channel to subscribe to, folks. If you're not already, hop on over to Making the Walk. Give that man a sub, too. Like his latest videos. Hit him with those comments. You know what to do. You know how the game works. Let's go. Shots. Crossover MMA, you too. If we get Cross on to do a shot, we will definitely all pour up a shot. Sav will pour up a shot of, I think, sparkling water, but we'll pour up a shot of something. Lime flavored. Oh my God, we're getting crazy.
Spicy.
Oh man. Did you see Dana's political ass anywhere?
He was on stage doing the tops.
Yeah, he did the card rips with Steve Aoki.
But
when we were in line.
He did sign a lot of autographs that day, I'll be honest. For like an hour, the guy was signing autographs.
Oh, wow.
He was like running back and forth across the stage.
That's when I was committed to waiting in line for stage 3 in the afternoon.
Yep, that's when.
Oh, yeah, you guys were at the second stage.
Basement Leroy.
Dang.
Basement Leroy. I mean, Jackson's got to get his get back. This is his chance right here. Yeah, Dana White and Steve Aoki was at UFCX. They unveiled some Topps cars. That's right, Mikey.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick. They actually, in the hobby box they opened, I think they pulled like 3 autos and a like shimmer hollow or something. Really sick card packs. And they were like throwing them out to the fans, which was super wild. They were also just giving out packs to the fans too. I picked up a pack. They didn't have the hobby packs there, which was hilarious because that's what they were opening on stage. I thought that was interesting. And they're like, make sure you get yours at the UFC store. Like, the fuck you can. Me and Drew already went. But I don't know, maybe they sold out in the previous hours. But either way, that first night, you're right, it was tough. The Hall of Fame, it's actually becoming an annual tradition to not only get the crew together to go to International Fight Week and UFCX and the Hall of Fame and all that, but a part of that tradition is getting at least one picture of Nano asleep at the UFC Hall of Fame. I had actually forgotten to do it this year. Yeah, I swear I got one last year.
That's funny.
So I'm so happy that you got a picture. Yeah. She got a picture of it this year, which was hilarious because
the guy can sleep anywhere.
That's
he
so
can.
funny.
It's honestly, it's a superpower of his to be able to just fall asleep anywhere in the world. I wish.
I think I might have a video of him sleeping in our hotel room in the corner.
That's funny. in the chair.
Yeah, he's like sitting up in the chair. I'm pretty sure I have that. It was when Sab, you were like on one side, Drew was sitting. Yeah, because we were all just sitting there waiting for you to get back from the fight. And I was like wanting to show you how lame we all looked sitting there waiting for you.
Oh my gosh.
We were like,
my little group needed me to come and bump up the vibes and the energy.
Well, we were just dying to know all of it.
It was a good time. We're definitely going to get into it. So that brings us into the first actual day of UFCX. Friday starts off. We make it to UFCX. We jump in very, very long lines. And, we started off our day getting a picture with Justin Gaethje. So, how starstruck were you when you met Justin Gaethje, Sav?
Well, I was mad at him. It's so interesting. Like, I was so annoyed at first.
Because of him being late?
He was so late.
He was like an hour late. He was golfing.
We had met AJ. Remember AJ, right?
Yeah.
He had gotten pictures. I was looking at being on Instagram while waiting in line and stuff. He had gotten pictures with so many other fighters in the time that we were waiting for Justin Gaethje. I'm like, are you serious right now? But then, of course, by the time we got up there, I had a whole thing planned in my head, and it all went out the window. And I'm just like, hi, I'm sad.
Were you thinking you were going to say something to him?
Absolutely.
You always think you're going to say something, and then you get there and you're like, hi, it's Justin Gaethje. Can I have a picture with you? Awesome.
I was a pro by the end of the weekend, though. I met so many fighters.
Honestly.
I met so many fighters.
You found a mastercraft.
You guys, full violence pop up is
that's where we messed up. That's where we messed up.
Yeah.
I should have just we should have went there right after the dinner reservations.
Okay, you want to talk about nervous at first? I think the first fighter I took a picture with was Rashad. And it was totally random, right? He was just in the middle of that area and I was walking by. And I go to take a selfie, and instead of pushing the button to take a picture, I kept pushing the button to flip it between the selfie mode and other.
Oh boy!
And I was like, I did it 3 times. Okay, it was an embarrassing amount of time, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so nervous.
Oh my god! I actually just pulled up your Google Photos, and I see the 2 pictures of you. Oh shit!
Yeah, I was like, please don't pull it
and
up.
him
It's
smiling
not
for a
necessary.
picture. It actually looks like he's laughing now that I look at the pictures.
So exactly, the pictures look like that because he is cracking up at how lame I am.
Hey, speaking of cracking up, you then texted me and you're like, Olin, one of your favorite fighters ever is over here. You got to come take a picture. So I run over there, find him, get in line, take a picture. And then I go and jump in line, back in line to take stage pictures with Nano and the other fighters. And then Mary proceeds to text me and tell me that she is arguing with a child who is telling her that is Neil Magny.
Sounds so horrible.
And she's telling this kid, no, you're a fucking idiot.
I did not say that.
No, I'm kidding. She didn't say that. No, but she's telling this kid, no, you're wrong. It's actually Rashad Evans. I know this for a fact. And then she said, the employees backed up the kid and said, no, that's Neil Magny.
I was like, you guys are all still wrong. And that's when I said, fuck you guys, and I walked away.
Leroy said he heard you say it verbatim. You said, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
I actually hear you say it all the time. Fuck them kids.
Just the ones that are saying it's Neil Magny. Also, is he wearing cologne? What does he smell like, guys?
He smelled like an hour late. That's what he smelled like.
Because he was golfing?
Yeah, he was golfing at another fan experience and throwing leg kicks on those kids. Dixon Sider said, who's the strangest persons you saw at the event? Anyone dressed weird?
Oh, yeah. Who was dressed weird?
I would say the craziest dress was definitely Jordan Levitt. He had
yes.
What was it, bright red or orange pants?
Yeah, he
was
bell
very
bottoms, brightly colored.
He looked like an extra in an episode of Scooby-Doo.
He stood out though, but it looked good on him.
100%.
I liked it for him.
And his hair is also just super poof, which adds to the look. I feel.
And he came up to me and took a selfie with me on his phone.
Yes, it does.
He's a fan of you. He knows who the fuck you are.
That's right.
Buddies.
And the full violence thing was that Friday. It was the first night of UFCX. Because Saturday was the night of the fights.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. We had dinner reservations on Friday, and then we
Went
went
through a
back to the
lot
hotel
that
after that
weekend.
because we were fucking cooked with how much food we ate.
Yeah.
But I, in hindsight, should have just jetted right over there and did shots with Carlos Praches, smoking cigaretti. You know what I'm saying?
He was crowd surfing.
And
Wow.
pouring shots down people's throats. I saw the
Yeah,
videos that Full Violence has been posting.
Yeah, I was scared to be involved with the crowd surfing because right before he jumped, Kaio said, if you guys drop him, we're going to fuck you all up. So I'm like, I'll just stand back here.
Dang. So wait, who was it? Was it actually Rashad? Yeah, it was Rashad. I can pull up the pictures.
Magny.
It was definitely not Neil Magny, bro.
It was not Neil Magny. I have a picture with Neil Magny, not from this weekend, but
When you do a
Compare the two?
comparison.
That's funny as hell. That is funny as hell. Cat. Yeah, that is a cat. That is who is that? Pippa?
Yeah.
Should have known. She's
that's
obsessed.
funny.
She's obsessed. Yeah, Jordan Levitt. He was definitely dressed great. Best dressed.
For sure,
He
best
was
dressed.
definitely the best dressed. He stood out amongst everybody.
So who would you say your favorite person that you got to meet on day one was?
Let me pull up my list of everybody that I met.
I mean, you met like all of the fighting nerds.
I met all the
I mean,
fighting nerds.
Mary got there super later than us and met fucking like 10 people in a matter of 2 hours, I think.
Wow.
I don't even remember who I met that day. But
She
yes,
just started
it
like
was
sending me.
very
She starts
rapid
sending me
fire.
pictures. She's like, "Here's me with Jordan Levitt. Here's me with Vanessa Demopoulos.
like,
Here's me
Here's
with
me
Zhang Wei
Wei
Li."
Yeah.
I wish
Here's
I
me
got
with
to meet
Rashad.
Zhang Wei Li and Dan Hooker. Ugh.
Mary said they closed off the line. Or here, you tell the story about the Zhang Wei Li thing.
It's really not a story to tell. They closed off the line. She saw my face. It was literally closed right before me. It's like so sad because I was right there. And so I was like trying to get a picture of her just so like at least it would show that I got up to the front of the line. And she
Yeah.
was like, no, one more. And I was like, I love you
Oh,
I loved you before
wow.
that. And then I
didn't
was like,
know
awesome.
that.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
She was so awesome. Like I don't know if I shared this one in the Google Drive, but she was like flipping like people over. She was lifting up like 300 pounds. I mean, I don't know if it was 300 pounds, but he was like pretty good, big guy. She was doing everybody headlock. Everybody. It was like so cute. She was like so interactive with everybody. Kept on getting in trouble, but she was
Yeah,
having a
that's
good
how Joanna was.
time.
That's funny.
Dix Insider said, "Please tell me you had reservations at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen." We didn't this time. We have been there before, me and Miss Mary. And Beef Wellington. He said Olin definitely seems like he's a Beef Wellington type of guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious. It's fucking delicious. What we did go to was the steakhouse at Circus Circus. It's just like a like really popular steakhouse in a really old but very, very fun casino. We actually played the arcade games at Circus Circus. One of the nephews a big Mario and won a giant chicken for Miss Mary's brother.
That's funny.
Honestly, I had a blast.
Circus Circus is one of my favorite times.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite times of the trip, to be honest. It had nothing to do with UFC, but it was just an absolute blast with friends. And the food was delicious. Like, I had a ribeye steak. It was fantastic. You won't catch me complaining about it. And the soup that came out before, it was a black bean soup. Just chef's kiss. My God. Inject that through an IV drip, my friend. It is so good. Are the waiters clowns at Circus Circus? The waiters are not clowns, but they do have a show, like a circus show. And we were at like it's a restaurant that's kind of like a speakeasy kind of deal that's inside, like tucked away inside of Circus Circus. So very quiet, very quaint, and very delicious. It was a good time. So with that,
That's
Sav.
so crazy. So while you guys were there, I met Amir Albazi, Aljamain Sterling, Daniel Willie Cat Santos, Yusuf Zalal, Bruno Brazil, Luana Santos, Grandma Habib, Carlos Prates, Mauricio Rufi, John Silva, Caio Bajallo, Mackenzie Dern, and Larissa Pacheco.
was 14 or 15.
A lot of motherfuckers.
So it's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Why does Sav make me want to take
know.
up skateboarding full time?
I make you want to hurt yourself? What? What does that even mean?
You should do it, honestly. Did John Silva bark at you?
No, he didn't.
Dang, missed opportunity.
But we all barked. Like, everyone was barking at some point with him. Yeah.
Hate that we couldn't go, but next year we're in there like swimwear. See, babe, somebody else does say that.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks,
You got
Jax.
a year. You
I
know
appreciate
when
you
it
more than
is.
you know.
Start planning now. You got a year's
go.
notice.
They're coming for the jerseys. I know that's what it is.
It's a major selling point. Not gonna lie.
Dude, it is so cool to walk around with a group of people wearing jerseys. Like, we just looked cool as shit. No one was as cool as us there.
Not a chance. Everybody thought we were cool as fuck.
Bigger crew.
Like even
I love that
Helwani
we
and
saw
GC
yourself
complimented us on the jerseys.
Oh, okay, we haven't even talked about that.
Gotta
That
talk
was
about
one
that.
day too. What a day.
That was that day
was
too.
all in
What a
one
day. What a day. What a day. What a freaking
Randomly
day.
walking through what? The Venetian?
Venetian.
Turn a corner. Oh, hi, Ariel.
Oh, hi. Hi, Ariel.
Oh, hello.
I
Oh,
was
hi.
just about to text New York Rick that I was there because he was the one coordinating the meetup. And so I didn't even get to text him, and there was Ariel and Connor and Mystery Frank. He's actually pixelated in real life too.
It's true. It's true. 8-bit face. It's wild stuff. It is wild stuff. Yeah. We only knew it was him because of his voice.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. That was one of the best interactions I think I've had in my life. Was just like chatting with GC and chatting with Helwani. They're so nice. Such genuine guys. And I don't know if they were being serious or if they were just saying it to inflate my ego, but either way, it worked. Them saying that they recognize my online handle, like, oh yeah, MMAnomaly, I know who you are. I like if there would have been a vent under me, I would have melted and just fucking faded into that shit, man, because I felt like a puddle at that moment.
And I'm just so glad that you got to be there, because the original plan was I was just gonna Uber to the Venetian and meet Ariel.
Yeah.
And then we all got to meet
you let us
him
tag
because
along.
he was like walking out at the same time. That's
Stars
so
aligned.
Cool. That was so cool.
And then he shouted you out on the show again this week and last week
Yeah.
for your
so
elite
cool.
doll making skills. Folks, if you yourself want an MMA or UFC doll, or maybe just want a doll of yourself, or maybe your ex,
Anything
Sav
crochet.
can make it. Anything crochet. Sav can make it. She's your girl. Hit her up at Sav Jelly on all platforms. I know she's very responsive on Instagram, so I would recommend shooting her a DM on there. If you have any questions, the answer is going to be yes, she can make it. But there will be a price, and you will pay it willingly and happily. It's worth it, folks. I promise you. If you want to see her work, you can actually see it right here. There's a little Dustin Poirier. He's even got a little magnet in his hand to pull up his shorts. So
I don't have my bracelet on, but I have a bracelet. I'll have to wear it for one of the shows.
it's a cool ass bracelet. My niece hella like that too. She's gonna steal it from me when we go to Louisiana for sure.
Not if I get her one made before then.
LazyBed said next year you guys got to get matching Venom fight kits and matching Irina Alexieva haircuts for the whole crew. You know what? The Venom fight kits I'm down for. The Irina Alexieva haircuts is where I actually draw a line. I would much rather do the Patty Pimblett haircut, brother. That's just not the move. It's a hard no from me. Maybe we can rock the Diego Lopez. You know what I'm saying? We can all walk up in there with a nice, strong mullet screaming, "Where are you?" Or not. I don't know. Maybe not.
It's Vegas. You never know what's going to happen.
Bro, absolutely never question it. They know who the fuck MMAnomaly is.
They
Get up, cunt.
No. Fucking know what the fuck is that?
They know.
Dude,
They
no,
know,
he's been
they know,
crocheting
they
for
know.
like, what did he say, like 15 years or something? I've only been crocheting for like 3. So I gotta give the crochet boss the credit where credit is due. He's
Oh, the
definitely
pirate
crochet
green.
boss.
Love to see that.
He's
So, I
I don't
mean-
know who that guy is,
crochet
though.
boss, but
I
Who
don't know
is
who
that?
guy is, but I do know who Sav Jelly is.
well, I'm
And so
just
does
saying.
Ariel Helwani.
I'm just
Sav
saying.
Jelly is a celebrity, folks.
He's
Yes,
the
yes.
crochet boss, and I'm Sav Jelly. That's all I'm trying to say.
There you go. There you go. And everyone else who's not Sav is just Jelly. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I think this was the first day at UFCX. Yeah, I think this was the first day for sure.
Booty, booty, booty,
Look at that.
booty.
Look at that. So we had to do
No, that was
the
last
backside
day,
pictures.
because that was an idea that I had later.
No,
I
but
think
I wasn't there the last day, so we that was Friday. All of this was Friday
Oh.
All of this was Friday. That's insane.
because I had to bail to go to the fights, kid.
I was there with my Brazilian girlfriend
Yeah.
all
Yes.
day Saturday. That's
With so many
My
girlfriends.
Brazilian girlfriend.
My Brazilian girlfriend. So yeah, that's us. You can see our backside, and you can also see the backside of the UFC sign. And look at Nano just pushing that booty out, popping that thing. Yeah. Oh,
No, that's
hey, have
normal.
mercy.
That's normally
That
what it
is
looks
that is actually normal. Nano's got a donk, as they
He's
say.
stacked.
He's got a honky tonk, but donk donk. And then the other one is us facing forward, just a little bit further forward, and you can actually see the backside of the UFC sign in that picture too, which I think is actually pretty cool.
That is hilarious.
That's why I
Well,
put
that's
those two
a
together. I
bonus.
thought that shit was funny
love
as hell.
that picture though. That's such a cool picture of us, like our crew.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
We look like the Breakfast Club.
Looking forward to that crew getting bigger every year.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And then Saturday was definitely full of some crazy shenanigans. So Saturday morning, Sav gets up, goes to UFCX bright and early. I tell her we're going to meet her there a little bit later. When me and Nano get into the Uber to head that way, I get a text from the homie, Big Ron Pellegrino, a.k.a. Big Ron Betts. And he asks me if I got tickets to the fight, to which I respond, no, sir, I did not. We're going to be looking at tickets. Keep me posted. Or he said, keep me posted. Let me know if you're coming. And I'll be honest, my friend bailed, so I actually have an extra ticket. What's your ballpark? I told him my ballpark. And things worked out. He gave me a really sweet deal on a ticket sitting right next to him, basically in the like John Anik friends and family section. So, I mean, I will forever be thankful and forever count my blessings for that one. It just meant that as soon as I got to UFCX, had to go give Sav a hug, introduce myself to our new friend AJ, and then
be
say,
like,
all right, guys,
peace
I have
out,
to go.
peasant.
Bye.
I'm going to do cooler shit.
I didn't say it like that, but as Jive Turkey Nano would say, we were jiving out of there.
Oh, no hate at all, dude. I'm so serious. That is so cool.
It was a wild time. It was a
I gotta
wild
talk
time.
Shit. That's why we did those extra pictures.
Of course.
Because we had to make it look like we were having way more fun than you. We had no energy in that first one. As energetic as we looked, we were still dead at that point.
This one?
Yes, we were exhausted. Like we had no life.
You guys had a struggle getting to the actual area where you went.
Can we talk about that? That was ridiculous.
Can I just tell you guys real quick, before any of this started, the idea was run by me when it was going to be me going, and I said, I'm down to try other places. But I've talked to people from Vegas, and they've all recommended that Twin Peaks is the place to go. Now, go ahead and tell your story.
Just say I told you so. Like you didn't have to say
No.
all of that.
No. Go ahead and tell your story. I love you so much. Tell your story.
Okay, so we've gone to Twin Peaks before, and Twin Peaks is amazing. So shout out to those people who were amazing that night. No complaints. Yeah, tell Emilion to stop skipping leg day for real.
Damn, I wish he was on here.
What does he call them?
Emilianito.
Mine and Olin's calves next to his. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, my-
That is messed up. Like that's
That is
messed
messed
up.
up.
Like, we put it between you guys. It's not fair.
Because it's funny. Like,
You should have at least put him next to Drew.
Like
Like
their
if you would have put
heights-
it between me and Drew, there would have been nobody questioning this. It would have been fine.
Like we look buff as hell next to him.
Yeah, you look like you don't want to get kicked by either one of us.
Dang.
So
Anyway,
Twin
so
Peaks
back
is
to
the place we usually go to.
Yes, shout out them. They're amazing. So admission, I had an idea. Okay, I thought it was a good idea at the time. Turned out not to be a good idea. Thought we were in Vegas and we'd be able to find some other spot that might be a little bit funner. And I felt like continuing to try to pursue that, especially more so when you were going to the fight, because like I wanted it to be like a fun vibe for all of us, right? Like I didn't want us to be like feeling like we lost your energy, because come on, we have to admit you do bring some sort of energy.
I appreciate that. That actually makes my day.
Oh, frick. Keep talking. I gotta go get my charger.
Hell yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Poor Leroy is gonna have an aneurysm. Wait.
What
Dixon Insider making enemies in powerless places. This entire show just dipped so fucking hard. Because he loves Nano. He's a big fan. Nano is the second coming of Jesus. Y'all better recognize before it's too late.
No,
Brother.
Nano's literally like our favorite, dude.
We are repenting right now.
Yeah. No. We love those little chicken legs.
Yeah,
Do not
honestly,
take this the wrong way.
don't take this the wrong way. Those are my favorite little legs.
They are.
Kind of things.
They are. I mean, there were moments during this trip where Nano and Olin were looking at each other across the room and singing songs in unison. So it was.
We also
beautiful.
did karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
I sang Usher.
Yeah, you did.
It was a good time.
Okay, so I come up with the
she's
idea
back.
to go and find another place that would be playing the fights, right? That's not a thing. Like, we went to so many different places. You'd think that it wouldn't be that exhausting, but we thought like, hey, there's one that's right across the way. We'll walk across the bridge. It's like 105 degrees in Las Vegas. So that was unpleasant. Then there was a second one that we were like, oh, it's only like 3 doors down in Vegas and 105 degrees. Very unpleasant.
Just 3 doors down. In a
Yeah,
sweat.
there's like regular 3 doors down and then a Vegas 3 doors down.
Vegas 3 doors down, right? You underestimate that. Catch an Uber to go all the way down to what is it called? That big one where a lot of the fighters were last year.
Resorts World?
Yes, we go down to Resorts World because we're like for sure they're playing it, and then they are listed on the UFC site as like being one of the official places. They are not playing it there, only the prelims.
Just the prelims.
Then we get into then we go to what other place? What was the last place that we went to that had like the sports bar with like the nice cushy seats?
So
Red Wings or something like that?
I was on the phone because I was freaking out that I didn't have a flight home.
Oh,
this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was too stressed out. I was just following y'all around.
While
A
all
lot
of this is
fun.
happening, Sav's like trying to figure her shit out, okay? And we're just dragging her from one place to another. I don't even remember where this last place was because we went to so many different places. But when we're trying to leave that place, okay, mind you, that place, the sports booking place is also only playing the prelims. The other
Red
place is
Tail,
another
I think, was the other
official-
place you guys went.
Yeah, and they had closed it because they had a private event that was a family reunion. So they were like, please come back at 8:30. And we were like, no, dude, that's not going to work. So then we're trying to get an Uber to get out of there. And the Ubers can only go to certain locations. So we call the Uber to come, and we cannot figure out how to get to where the Uber pickup spot is. I'm texting the guy, and I can definitely tell he's yelling at me via text. Emiliano decides he's going to call the guy to see if the guy can help us figure this out. And then he was very mean to Emiliano.
That was mean.
He was really mean.
He's like, just get to the Uber now.
Yeah, I don't understand what your problem is. So anyways, we canceled that Uber ride, and then we went to a different location to pick up an Uber, and then officially had given up. And that we had to wait outside for a very long time. I mean, it was probably 7 minutes, but it felt like 3 hours for another Uber to come. Because again, it was like 105 degrees. And so it really felt like we had walked through the desert, literally, by the time we got to Twin Peaks. We were all so thirsty. Parts we were like, just bring us water when we got there.
And Nano's like,
real.
frozen water in a bucket surrounded by beers.
And then of course, he put the fights on his phone for the ride there, and then he's like falling asleep. And I'm like trying to keep his phone like balanced on his leg when he's like, switching, like how people switch when they're asleep.
We get to Twin
That's
Peaks,
hella
right?
funny.
And here I was like thinking, I want to create a fun vibe. We get there. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers. Uh, I underestimated how large this water was, like on Modelo. It is Modelo. So here I am trying to find us a fun vibe. We get there. By the time we get there, what do these guys want to drink? Coffee. We're at Twin Peaks Sports Bar, and they're like, "Do you think
Drinking
that they
beer is a
have?"
kink of mine. Kinky
Is
son of a bitch.
Leroy's flirting with you? That's just in every podcast, every episode. Oh, it's flirting back.
Boy,
I feel like I've never seen you do that on any other episode.
maybe we should
Do you
go,
want to
Mary.
slide? Yeah, do you want to slide me and Sab off of the
We
screen?
should give
Like,
them some privacy.
yeah.
Leroy, you want me to send you a link, brother? I can send you a link.
If you want to jump on, just say you want to jump on. There's room on the screen for you.
You ready to go?
Leroy
viral,
drinks
right?
beer like Peyton Talbot vapes, so it hits him faster. What? What does that even mean? Oh, there's the video of him vaping with his butt, right? Is that what it is?
Is that Sav should know? Sav.
Is that's a thing, right? Or somebody
a thing.
told me that.
This one.
Somebody literally told me that at the fights. They're like, "This is the dude that vapes through his butthole." I'm like, "Do what?"
That for sure makes sense.
Okay, you said exactly, Olin. Okay. I hate that the kid was right. I also hate that I just said that out loud, not knowing if the kid was right. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Does he vape through his butthole?
Oh my gosh.
I'll go ahead and take butthole vaping for 500, please. So you guys make it there. You are more thirsty than someone in the middle of the Sahara Desert, obviously. Let's go. So you guys want coffee and water? In Vegas at a sports bar called Twin Peaks where the girls are dressed scantily clad?
We were so tired.
I mean, it sounds like
And
you
then,
guys were so lame.
And then our server, like, she wasn't all energetic either. Like, how are you gonna be half naked and be blah too?
Man.
Well, she was doing her part by being half naked. And I mean, if you guys were ordering more things, it probably would have been more energy there.
It was definitely on us, I think. But like
I
we
think-
did
I think it
liven
was-
up. But I think we secondhand
For the main
livened
card?
up because the table behind us.
God,
Yeah.
taser nipples.
No. To be fair, like
I'm going to let you guys start telling this story and I'm going to grab another beer.
After we got a glass of water in us, I think we did liven up, just like with the water alone.
Yeah.
It's like you watered us, right? Like we were
Yeah.
back to life.
It was one of the we got to the point where you could feel it going through your veins. Like we were
Yeah.
so dehydrated.
And I will say, while we were rehydrating,
What
yes,
are you looking at, Mary?
this guy, the stud, thick calves over here. He's flexing so hard. So yeah, while we're rehydrating, we had the table behind us that we're sitting like literally behind Emiliano and Drew, which made it to be even funnier. Special guest appearance.
But we were just like minding our own business. And then all of a sudden, like
Yeah.
tasers are bright and loud. Like
Yeah.
you just see and hear the flash from the taser.
Yeah. So to fill in some blanks there, we had a much older couple. And at first it was just like the one guy and girl, right? Sav, like it just started out with two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were just like, there was a lot of
Son.
sexual tension
Fucking, I
between
know
them.
you're chill like that, Leroy.
But yeah, they had a taser on them and they were gonna do some kinky shit and choking each other and
the girl kept running. The guy was like right behind where Emiliano was sitting, and the girl kept running over there and like choking him. And then they
And
would like
he-
switch sides. At one point, the guy was on the other side, and I look up, and then he's got a big blade in his hand.
yeah, he gifted her a very big blade, like not a normal, like not a pocket knife, like very big, like hunting knife, like randomly during dinner. And we're not making this weird by adding the sexual stuff. Like they were literally referencing.
They were adding it.
Yeah, they were referencing that it was things that were. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, but yeah, it's awkward.
Did you already say the rape part?
No, because I wasn't gonna say that part.
Does someone want to throw that out there?
No.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Dude was straight up like not chill.
Because that was Drew. Drew was the one that heard that part.
Yeah, that's not my story to tell.
I don't know if Nano heard it, but I know Drew heard it because he's the one that told me about that part.
All I know is I don't remember the whole thing, but the story ends with dude saying, "I've raped girls for less."
That's assault, brother.
Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
And then like later, I think it was before. No, it was after. Yeah, because I was like crying that Oliveira lost. How am I coming off hella racist? What did I do?
Nobody takes anything Leroy says seriously.
No, he's a troll. He's a troll.
He's a troll. Okay.
Yes.
He has admin rights. Otherwise, we just kick him off.
And so I was trying to drown Drew in the beer bucket, and the girl had the nerve to turn around. And the girls looked at us like we were crazy.
Yeah, in the video, she turns around and looks at you guys like you're fucking wild. And then you tell me the story, and I'm just like, you had the audacity to look at them like they were wild? You did what now?
Well, me and Drew were enemies the whole weekend.
Honestly.
And we're still enemies.
Frenemies.
And we're never going to be friends.
No.
Frenemies.
So, if Drew
Brother,
and
I'm trying
Bucket
to.
are within each
I
other,
promise you, I'm fucking trying.
then he's going to get drowned. I couldn't drown him, though, so I did like scoop up ice and rub ice all over his head.
I did see that. That was gross. I think some of that water splashed the chick behind you, and that's why she was like, "Ew, I can't believe that bitch splashed me with water. I'm only trying to get choked, raped, and tased. The fuck? The fuck, Dad?"
Water's where I draw the line.
Because the taser and the blade were like right behind Nano, and so I was like scared he was gonna catch a stray or something.
Hearing
like,
that sentence alone shouldn't be real. They shouldn't be real life. The taser and the blade were both behind Nano at the table. I was concerned. Yeah, you fucking should be. You're at a goddamn sports bar. There shouldn't be a blade and a taser on the table.
I know, like we're all getting drunk and rowdy in here. Like, this is a lot.
In hindsight,
this dude's like,
yeah.
Oh, sick.
We were
tase
way more chill now that we're like retelling the story.
You guys were like, yeah, we'll have a water and some coffees and maybe some fucking like bitch be gone spray for these weirdos behind us. You know what I'm saying?
I think we were so desperate to like make sure we had a better time than you did.
Honestly, like
fuck yeah,
it was
taser? Hell yeah.
When I got this picture, I was like, holy fuck, man, I'm at the fight and I'm feeling FOMO right now. What's happening?
It's so funny because that one's more legit than the first one. The first one was so staged. Yeah, that one was very staged.
We were like,
I mean, at least you guys gave Mary an empty beer for one hand. And Sav's like, nah, I got my water and I got my nachos. Fuck the beers.
I got what?
Fucking ridiculous.
I mean,
I appreciate Leroy.
I was like, I have to be double fisting. But yeah, it was.
And then, you know, I'm at the fight. Obviously, like you guys all saw the fights on TV. They were incredible fights. I've been to, I think we've been to like 8 or 9 fight cards together. Like we've been to all the fight cards we've been to together, aside from San Diego, which I did with Drew, and this one, which was just like a spur of the moment kind of luck situation. So you've done like 7 out of those 9 with me. And I can honestly say like top, like as far as fight cards go top to bottom, I think this is the best one, hands down.
Oh, I mean, we felt the energy, like even being at like the sports bar, right? Like there were fights where like those last 15 seconds, like the entire energy of the room, like we got super quiet and then people were standing up and we're clapping. I mean, it was really fun where we were at. So I can only imagine how you felt.
Yeah. Everyone there was into it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Every now and then at sports bars, you get like dead crowds, but that was a good one.
Oh yeah. No, I'll be honest. Like, was that your first, that was your first time going with us to Twin Peak, right?
Yes.
Dude, that sports bar always has great energy. Yeah. Last year we were there, and they always have fighters there. Last year we were there, Brian Battle walked in. I've never seen a human being so shithoused aside for myself in the mirror sometimes.
That's funny.
He was trash.
Jake Shields.
Oh yeah, Jake Shields.
Jake Shields, Nato took a piss next to for a very long
For
time,
5
apparently.
minutes.
5 minutes in the
He said it
bathroom.
was the longest one of his life.
5 minutes.
Nick Diaz was supposed to be there too.
Yeah. Nate. Not Nick.
Nate.
Nick's in rehab.
Nate. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Try to make him go to rehab, and he said, "Nah, you fucking pussy."
No.
Actually, really good.
Thank you. Dixon Sider said, "Fun fact: did you know Tweety Bird, the cartoon canary's name in Spanish, is Piolín? I just realized it has Olin in it, so I can call you Piolín from now on. Pronounce Piolín. I actually said it right." Fun fact: this guy worked with all illegal Spanish folks, and I was the only English-speaking guy on the crew, and that's actually who got me into watching the fights a long time ago, man. When I worked my first construction job,
That is so interesting.
they would
How
invite
did they
me
say
over.
your name?
Uh,
Or what did they
Olin.
call you?
Oli.
Olin. They didn't call me Olin. So, like over half of them watched Saved by the Bell in Mexico, and I guess they never called Screech by his real name. They just called him Pinpollo or Pinpollito, and so they would just call me Pinpollo. They never really explained why, but I know it wasn't a good thing. But they liked me. They invited me over to their house. We would drink tequila on our lunch breaks before we'd go pour concrete for a bridge. And you know, we would I think they're the ones that got me into alcohol too, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. But no, they would Pimpollito Dixon Cider. Tell me what the fuck it means, brother. Is there an actual meaning? Either way, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. We'd wrestle around, we'd watch the fights. If there was a WWE pay-per-view on, like there was like 10 of us. So it was very cheap to all just 10 throw in. That's where I got the concept where, like, if you've ever been to my place out here in San Diego or in San Jose or before that out in Antioch, you know, that's the play that I go. Like, if there's 6 of us and we're watching the pay-per-view, if it's $60, everybody pays $10. I'll cover the food. We're good to go. I got the beers and drinks. It's a good time, man. It's a good way to watch the fights. And I feel like Twin Peaks has that kind of like everybody knows everybody kind of vibe. So it makes you really enjoy being there. And everybody's into the fights.
Everybody knew everybody, all right.
I mean, you know a little bit too much about the people behind you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was definitely feeling the FOMO with you guys, even though I was at the fights, because I just know that all of you guys are a good time, and those fights were incredible for damn sure.
Yeah, like
So-
we missed you because you're the homie, but like at the same time, we were so happy for you.
Thank
So,
you.
like,
I
we
was
just-
very
we
appreciative
did
that
what we
nobody was
could
like,
with
fuck
what we
off, dude,
had.
you suck. Everyone was just like,
Yeah.
no, you have to go. Like, this is a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, no, we ain't in the hater club over here.
And you know the MO. It's the same as you, Sav. Like, if one of us eats, it's a means to all of us eating in the future. You know what I mean? So laying it out so each other can play it out. These fights were absolutely incredible. And then that was just the tip of the iceberg, right? Like that Saturday night, super late, we got to hang out with the boys a little bit. Tien and Jordan came out. If you've been watching the show from the very, very beginning, you've seen that we've had a slew of co-hosts come and go, right? We had Eric. Love that guy. He actually came to International Fight Week with us the first year we came. I think a piece of that man died there in Vegas that year, and that's okay. We love him all the same. He hasn't made it out since, and again, don't blame him. A piece of that man may have died there that day.
Vegas is rough.
Vegas is rough, especially if you've never been and
Oh no.
try and keep up with MMA Anomaly on drinking and you're not a drinker. I don't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? But if you try and keep up with me,
Lakers in 5.
as Crossover would say, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't take me much at all.
So T-Piz is what we call them, Tien, because we'd say he's always taking the piz. He used to come on the show very often, give great takes, very, very fun talker. We got to meet up with him and the old homie that we worked with that we fucking love and adore, our friend Jordan. And then we also, I combined these pictures together, the following night, after the fights, we ran into fucking Mark Coleman standing by the convenience store at our hotel.
That's so cool.
Fun story. Drew was texting us and calling us to try and tell us where he was. When Drew walked up, Mark Coleman was standing off to the side, kind of where the line would form. And the lady yelled, I guess, 3 or 4 times, Sir, are you in line? Sir, excuse me, sir, are you in line? To which Mark Coleman, you know, fucking legend. He's been in wars inside of the octagon and inside the square circle. He looks up, hard of hearing as fuck, looking like just an absolute fucking stone of a human being. He's all, I'm texting right now. And then he looks back down and stays in that same spot and starts texting. She's like, sir, you can't stand there. People are going to think you're in line. Sir, excuse me, sir. Oh, fucking forget about it. And when we got there like 5 minutes later and found him, he was right there texting.
Oh my God.
And then we talked with him about the fights, and it was a great time.
That is so funny that he was just like shit-faced in this picture.
I don't know that he was even, I think he's actually sober.
Or he's just like, he was just in his own world.
He
was
doesn't need to give a
literally
shit.
in his own world. He did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
He knows he's a legend.
That's funny.
Like if I'm Mark Coleman, my response to 90% of things is, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's literally Olin's response now anyway.
Yeah, you imagine if I was built like that fucking mammoth of a human being? Christ. God, you bail me out of
Sober
jail
for
once a year.
years. My bad, Mark Coleman. What a guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's sober because he had a heart scare, and he also had that situation where he ran back into the house and saved his parents, pulled them out of a fire.
Yep, know about that one.
Yeah. Kicker is the Miss Mary banter. I'd live at Olin's if it was possible. Facts, bro. We'd have you if it was possible.
Let's just crash there. Let's go move in, Leroy.
We need a bigger
Honestly,
place, babe.
We almost always have somebody. If we're not traveling
Yeah.
ourselves, we
They
usually
sleep
have
right
somebody
here.
staying with
We
us.
put up an
Yeah.
air mattress.
On my
Yep.
way.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy, but we live in paradise, and Olin's a pretty good time. So we definitely usually have somebody visiting.
You get to
Well,
sleep in
it's
the
only a
MMA
good time
Anomaly
because
studio.
you're a good time.
You know, you get to sleep in the MMA Anomaly studio, and Miss Mary is the best time. She literally, when she sets up guests' beds, if she knows they're into UFC, she'll put like the UFC belt across the pillows before they get here. It's adorable.
Aww.
I also check to see what your favorite snacks and drinks are because it's always stocked with anything that would make you, hello, my sister is here.
Let's go,
Don't know how
Mug.
you would feel. This is
Fair.
true. This
Fair.
is true.
I mean, he's literally asleep right next to me in his bed right now.
Aww.
Yeah.
He's
If I
usually
wasn't
pretty
afraid
good
I'd
about sharing.
disconnect the camera, I'd pull it out and show you. Yeah, he's always right here next to me. So yeah, I mean, it was an incredible event. We met a ton of fighters. We met fighters that we've already met again. Shout out Vanessa Demopoulos, some of the best energy of any human being I think I've
Dude,
ever
she
seen.
she gave me like such a good motivational speech. Like she's
So good.
such a sweetheart and I love her so much. And I made sure that I got to tell her that. And then that's
Yeah.
when she went like, oh, I love her. She's so awesome.
I've
One of
told
my
her
favorites.
twice. I've literally told her twice, like, you are the only human being that I will say this to, Vanessa. If I could bottle up your energy and just keep it in a jar to bust it out when I'm having a bad day or when someone's having a rough day, I would. Because it's just so infectious, her energy. Like, she's smiley, she's happy. She just lost a fight a month ago.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
She could be on the chopping block right now. I don't think she's under contract right now. I think she's negotiating. Would you know that there's anything bad going on in that chick's life at all from the conversation and exchanges we had?
And she's not even like talking to us or taking pictures with us because she's on one of the stages. Like she is just out and about.
there.
Like
Just walking around.
there.
She went to the Full
Yeah.
Violence pop-up too. She was out there dancing with Luana Santos and shit.
Yes.
so cute.
Mackenzie Dern was there too. Yeah.
I love Mackenzie Dern.
Dancing. I know.
She's
everybody
fantastic.
loves Mackenzie Dern.
I mean, they love her for reasons, right? Like I like her because I think she's a great fighter, and I just think she's a nice gal.
She is.
And
She's a nice gal.
she is a nice gal. I got to meet her at UFC San Diego, and then again a couple years later. But it's funny how you meet these fighters, and like there's some of them. Oh my gosh, Norma Dumont and Marco Tulio
They
were
were starting
awesome.
to like point me out, like, oh hey, like I saw them everywhere I went. It was pretty cool.
Love that. Marco Tulio was funny as hell. When I saw them, you can ask Merritt. Like I was
He's
like,
so
oh my god,
handsome.
he's
Oh my
so
God.
handsome. He's a good looking guy.
What
Like
a
he's the
baby.
only guy in the world that I'd be like, no, look out. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's fucking tan. He's jacked. He's like fucking 6'5".
He's
Dude's
so
huge.
tall and just
I can grab a shot glass and a bottle if you want, buddy. Just throwing him off. No, when I walked up to take a picture with Marco Tulio and Norma, I was like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan of both of you guys. Can I get a picture with you? And I wanted to get a picture of them together. And Norma's like, and Marco walks away and I'm like, no, you get in the picture too. And he's like, no. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's exactly what happened at the
Okay, really?
press conference. Yeah, because
Oh my gosh.
I posted a video on my Instagram and tagged them when they walked in because they were cute. They had the whole team behind them, and they were walking and holding hands. And so I tagged them, and Norma had reposted my video. And as soon as she reposted it, I messaged her saying, "Hey, can I come get a picture of you?" Because
I love that.
Security was telling people to go sit down because Ian Gary was also over there, and everyone was taking pictures with Ian Gary, and he was like over it, and it was all about to start, and so they were telling people.
Oh, this was at the press conference. I saw that happening from where we were sitting.
Yeah,
there was a mass crowd forming around him. I saw security getting up.
Yeah, I wanted to message Norma. She said, "Of course." I said, "Can I get a picture with you?" And she said, "Of course." And so I wanted it in text so I could show security, like, "Hey, no, I'm allowed to be over here." Like she said, I could be here, you know. And but I didn't have to do that anyway. I just was able to walk up to her, and nice. I said I wanted to get a picture. Like she was, what's his name? Marco was closer to me, so I had to talk over him to tell Norma, like, "Hey, I'm who you just messaged," you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "I want to get a picture with you guys," and she got up, and Marco's like letting her pass, and I'm like, "No, you too." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I asked for a picture of them together. They didn't take a picture of me together. I got a picture with him and I got a picture with her.
That's funny.
I'm like, all right.
I have like 3 pictures with both of them now from 3 different occasions.
I mean, they're going to invite you to their fucking wedding at this point, kid.
Right. We're best friends at this
She's going to be the flower girl. Throwing out little crochet flowers.
Hell yeah.
You can keep these. They don't die.
That's awesome, though. Like, every interaction that I had was so cool.
That's literally my favorite thing about this event is, like, whether you get to meet all the fighters at the event or none of the fighters at the event, you get to meet the ones that aren't on stage, that are walking around. And those are some of the best interactions, honestly.
Yeah.
Like some of the nicest.
It's so interesting to me how people, like, wouldn't get pictures with somebody because they don't, like, know of them, or like, oh, it's just Marco Tullio. Like, he's good. Like, get a picture with him before he's too huge, you know? Before he's a superstar and doesn't fit in your pocket as a fighter, right? Like, like you never.
As far as popularity,
like, Willie Cat, like nobody was taking pictures with Daniel Santos. Do you guys remember? I don't remember who he fought last, but he's the one that had like his hair was red because it was covered with blood. Like he had the platinum blonde, like they all do, and it was red, and they like
they all do. The shoot the box team.
Yeah. That's why I did this. I did this for that reason.
Which I love. I love the little blonde in the front. I thought it was a really good look. I don't know if I said that out loud.
I'm finally used to it. I hated it at first, but
I think it looks nice. It's like giving Rogue from X-Men vibes.
I'll have to Google it.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment to get that.
Okay, thanks.
And yeah, Leroy, no, we all sleeping where we pass out. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Crossover MMA gotta be one of the dopest in person. Dude, he's super nice in person, for damn sure. And I mean, like, that's the best thing too, is like getting to meet all these people that we interact with in the chat, Twitter.
So many Instagram friends too. That was so cool.
So nice. It's so sick.
Just everyone from all over the world in this one place. Like, that's just so cool.
It really is this beautiful sport that brings us all together.
Yes. I love it. It's so fulfilling.
Our little combat sports family. It's genuinely like some of the best stuff in the world, man. So, Sav, I just want to say thank you sincerely for coming out and making the trip. I know it's not an easy trip, right? But we appreciate that you made that trip. And we hope that it becomes...
I appreciate you guys. If anyone here listening or watching ever comes, Mary always brings the coolest snacks.
Oh my God, dude.
A good host.
Snack attack.
You don't even need to host. Like, this is a hotel room. What are you hosting for? Like,
we brought an ice chest full of like drinks.
She brings everything. It's so cute. Like sweet stuff, like candies and beef jerky. Like, she's got everything, and she's so cool. She's got chargers for everybody. Like, if you need socks, she'll probably give you socks. Like, she's so cool.
Do you guys remember when we were walking back in? I don't know. Everybody had like their hands full, and Olin goes, "Somebody key," and we were, because Emiliano's room was walking towards our room, so Emiliano took out his own key, of course, and opened his hotel room door and opened the door. And Drew goes, "What the fuck? There's no snacks here.
Too.
There's no fucking snacks in here."
Because not only does she bring snacks, she arranges them beautifully on the top of the dresser.
Sav, I'm telling you, you got to come over for a fight night one day. Like, you should, if you think that was something, imagine what she does in the comfort and power of her own home.
I love to host. I always think it's so fun. So
this is literally why I tell my friends, like, dude, if you tell me you're coming over on Saturday for the fights, don't tell me you're coming over on Saturday for the fights and not come, because we're gonna detail the whole fucking apartment, and then Mary's gonna go spend $200 at Costco so we can fucking set up for 18 people. And then my friends are usually like, yeah, but it's just me coming. And I'm like, yeah. But she's setting up for 18 people, even if it's just 3 of us.
I've gotten better over the years. Let's be fair.
So much better.
I've toned it down. Honestly, Sav, if you think that was something, you should have seen me a couple years ago.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm definitely trying
the best way.
Yeah, definitely trying to turn it down. But
that's why I have the rule of, like, if you're gonna come to the fights, but don't like not come last second, because she's gonna have tons of shit set up for you, and then I'm gonna have to eat and drink all of that shit.
I mean, I would like fun stuff we're gonna eat anyway, but yeah, I do like to have when we're snacking and drinking and
No. I spent money on Uber this time. But only because I stayed in a hostel that was $8 a night.
This right here. I've toned it down over the years, unless it's anything involving my family or anybody outside of our immediate household.
She's just so sweet. She can't help.
It's the best. If she was any sweeter, I'd have a mouthful of cavities.
Aww.
It's true. It's true.
Aww.
Aww.
All right. This is one of those rock moments where if you keep going, I'll punch you in the mouth.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Fair play. And just like with that situation, you would win. You would win. It would not end well for me. So yeah, that was it. Fight week was absolutely amazing. Like I said, Sav, we appreciate that you were able to make it out. If you're listening, Leroy, Jax, definitely looking at you two for sure. We hope to see you there next year.
Cross. I mean, everybody and everybody, let's go. It's fun.
Absolutely. Cross, if you're still in the chat, yeah.
If finances are a problem, reach out. Yeah, reach out. We can help you. I mean, Sav just said, what was it? $7, $8 a day. You can make it happen. I can keep you alive on snacks alone.
Let's take over a hostel. If anyone's down, there's 8 rooms. If 8 of us book together, we could book a whole room. That would be fun.
Bunk beds.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, folks, we can help you navigate it. Let us know you're coming. Mm-hmm. Get a dope MMA jersey so you can sport it with us. Sav should be the president of Karate Combat by then. Surely that has some pull. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't want that responsibility.
You could do it. You and Dana Brown could tag team run it.
Sav does not need to be president of any organization to have some pull. Let me just tell you. People keep taking pictures because they know who she is, okay? Yeah,
you're not new to this, Mug.
Yeah,
I'm always cringe. I always have been. That's why you had to
watch it live.
Yeah, you watch it live when it's not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, if you've been here for the whole time, or if you've even been here for the last couple seconds, we appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you're new here or returning, we'd really appreciate it if you could like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications, and look. If you hated the whole stream, if you didn't listen to anything we said, that's totally fine too. As long as you do the next 2 things. We're going to ask you to do this every single episode, and that's this right here, folks. We ask that you keep on going, and you keep on growing, folks. We'll see you next time. Let's go.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.